Hello and welcome. Very good evening. You're watching Mirror Now. I am Afrida Rahman Ali. We have a very important discussion that we want to do today on the issue of farm bills. We just heard 6 union ministers addressing a press briefing where Union Minister Rajnath Singh questioned the behavior of the opposition members when the bills were getting passed earlier today, and the nation witnessed those scenes. The question is, the intent of the government may be great, but was the due democratic process followed in passing these bills? The government today completed the parliamentary approval process for legislation of all these 3 contentious farm bills. Remember, one of them pertains to the agri-business market. The second relates to contract farming, where the farmers can directly get into a deal with private players. And the third is with regards to the essential commodities. These bills have become a law. They were earlier passed in the Lok Sabha, and today the Rajya Sabha has cleared it. The merits of the bill, of course, were discussed by politicians, but today the entire focus has shifted to the way the bills were passed, the procedure that was followed to pass these bills through a voice vote. So I'm now joined by Dr. Ami Yajnik, who is a Rajya Sabha MP of the Congress Party, and Tuhin Sinha, spokesperson of the BJP. Very good evening, Mr. Sinha and Dr. Yajnik. Thanks for joining us on Mirror Now. I want to begin with you, Dr. Yajnik. The fact of the matter is that we understand there are concerns. There is a due process that has to be followed, but the behavior of the members of the opposition also must be questioned. Is this the way to address an issue? Because this is COVID times, and we could clearly see that the norms were flouted. In some way, it appeared as if there is a lot of posturing that is going on there.
Well, you have asked a very pertinent question about how the processes should be there in the parliament, and if they are not followed, if there is a behavior that has been adopted by the sitting MPs, was it okay? Let's not bring the COVID-19 issue here, because the Parliament House is running despite there being COVID-19. Several MPs being afflicted with COVID-19, they are abstaining from the House. They are at home in quarantine or maybe in hospitals. So let's not touch that point. But when we are bringing a bill, you are hastily rushing the bill from one house to another without any discussion or debate on those bills and without hearing the concerned stakeholders. Is it not the prerogative of the MPs to ask why a democratic process is not being followed? Why due procedure is not being followed? Is it unfair? Is it unjust to ask these kinds of things? The behavior that was adopted by the Honorable Chairperson in not giving an audience to the MPs, not listening to the MPs. The Deputy Chairman is the main person in the chair. He adorns that chair, everyone respects him, and he's there to listen to the grievances of the people through the MPs. The MPs are not coming up with their own issues. They are bringing issues of the representatives of the people of this country. They are bringing the voices of the people of this country to the parliament, and so it becomes a part of democratic processes to hear these MPs. And that is why that was the only thing that was asked by the MPs, that please have a proper discussion. Don't rush these bills. It is affecting the farmers. We are an agricultural
But should you be
country,
breaking the mic of the deputy
is not
chairman?
given,
Should you
what
be
would the MPs
brandishing
do?
the rule book at the deputy chairman? Should you be tearing papers to make your point? Isn't there a certain decorum that should be maintained while you do so, is the question I'm asking. I'll come back to you, Mr. Tuhin Sinha. Your intent may be very good. There may be a larger idea. We've heard the arguments how you want to do away with the middlemen, how you want to open out markets for the farmers so that they get a higher price. My question to you is that, there is a legitimate democratic process that must be followed. Now, it seems as if the government, of course, has the confidence of the numbers, and now any bill can be passed through brute force, through a voice vote. Isn't that a travesty of democracy? Because people are watching, and it is true that the government shied away from a threadbare discussion on the matter. Would you agree?
Well, that's not right because we have seen the Congress come up with similar behavior even in the previous bills, whether it was the CAA or whether it was the triple talaq bill. So Congress is used to behaving in a certain way. Of course, we couldn't have the prolonged discussion this time around because of the COVID situation and because, as we are aware that the parliament session itself would be shortened. But the fact of the matter is that the last Congress Prime Minister who really believed, who went beyond the vote bank and who believed in reforms was somebody called P.V. Narasimha Rao, whom the Congress does not value today. I think these reforms were much needed. The APMC had to be defanged. And when I say that, let me also reassure you that APMC is not being completely dismantled. It's only that the farmers are they're being given freedom from the fetters in which they had been tied by successive Congress regimes. Now the farmers will have the right to go beyond the APMCs allocated to them or to whom they were confined, and they will get a much better price. Because the APMCs were meant for a particular purpose, which was to protect the rights of the farmers. But over a period of time, we saw the worst corruption in the APMCs through the entry of certain politicians. And it is those very politicians who have the biggest problem with these reforms today. Now, at the same time, we have repeatedly assured everybody that the MSP is going to stay. In the last 6 years, the MSP of paddy has grown by at least 2.4 times, and that of wheat has grown by at least 1.77
But
times.
Mr. Sinha, MSP is going to stay. Is that a verbal assurance that you're expecting people to go by? Because there is no such provision. We just heard Mr. Rajnath Singh being questioned on the MSP issue, that why don't you give it that legal sanctity? He says that there is no such provision in the bill, but he has assured everybody that MSP is to stay. So are you telling us that we have to go by some parts of it on verbal assurance, which is not incorporated in the bill? Does it really work like that?
I heard that press conference, and Rajnathji has very categorically mentioned that it was never, even in the past, these additional details were never a part of the bill. The fact of the matter is that, when you talk about this is a watershed moment for the farmers. And if you look at the macro changes which are going to come about, for the first time over a period of time, we will see private investment and the private sector invest heavily by way of storages. So there is a larger issue which is being tackled over here. Unfortunately, the Congress never gets the larger picture. In fact, after promising it in their own manifesto in 2019...
No, my question to you is very simple, Mr. Sinha. We have heard those arguments, and there is a counter argument to each of those points on how this could work to the farmers' favor, or there are certain things that could work against them. The taste of the pudding will be in the eating. Now, once this model is set into motion, we will know how much it has worked in the farmers' favor. So a lot of it is speculative right now. My question to you is that look at the sequence of events. The Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman did not allow the minister's reply to be completed because time was running out. The scheduled sitting was getting over. The time was extended, in fact, only to pass the bills. Why this undue haste to ram through, to bulldoze through the bills? That is what the opposition is asking you, Mr. Sinha.
Well, the opposition believes in excuses to not enact certain things. When we make up our mind, today you can ask why did we rush through the bills on Kashmir? Why did we rush through CA? And that is where, we will need to go beyond this particular bill and look at the larger political culture which we have managed to change. We don't wait for the elections. We don't believe in keeping problems alive like the Congress believed over a period of 7 decades. If we are convinced that this crisis, this COVID crisis, is an opportunity for us to enforce certain changes which are going to, change the way we look at agriculture. And mind you, in the last 4 months, the biggest green shoots that are visible in the agriculture are in the agriculture sector. So at least my issue is that at least principally, when the Congress had promised it in its own manifesto, it can have certain reservations about some of the finer points in it. But at least principally, by going back on their word, they have only revealed, they've only exposed their duplicitous, their hypocritical nature.
Well, okay. Coming to you, Mr. Yajnik, I'm sorry, Dr. Yajnik, if you can respond to that. I also want to ask you on the issue of MSP and APMC, since we just heard senior minister saying that the opposition has been continuously trying to mislead people on this. When the government is assuring you time and again that there is no such provision to remove MSP, MSP is to stay, the minimum support price is to stay. The APMC markets are not removed because of the farmers being now given multiple options. The APMC market will also stay. Why is it that the opposition believes that these two provisions automatically get redundant because of the new bills?
First, I would like to tell you that continuously talking about what Congress has not done and how Congress does and what happened to Kashmir bill and what happened to CA. Let's not talk about Kashmir bill because you know what has happened in the last whole year. Let's not talk about CA. Today we are talking about the farm bills. Is it not the duty or pious duty of the government, present government, to take into consideration the stand of the stakeholders, that is the farmers? Has there been any hearing? Has any farmers organization been called? Has the farmers organizations been taken into confidence? Have they been told about these new farm bills? No. Are the stakeholders even considered in these bills that yes, let them be heard? No. What was the request of the opposition? Let the bills go to the select committee. Let there be a full-fledged hearing. Let the stakeholders come and make their points. Who are you to decide totally one-sidedly that yes, Congress has done this and the farmers do not need to be heard and the opposition need not be heard? The bill should not be sent to a select committee, and because the honorable minister comes and says yes, the MSP will not be taken away. It is very clear that you are making this country from an agricultural country to a corporate country. What options are you giving to the farmers? And what are you talking about the Congress manifesto? Are you so obsessed with the Congress party